welcome to week 2 of Facebook Live. I'm Josh McCumber. I'm here at the beautiful Hollywood Beach Golf Resort in Hollywood, Florida. We've got a great day. We've got a tournament going on today. We've got a little bit of wind, but we're about 75 degrees in the high. It's a gorgeous day in the winter. So if you're up north and you want to get away for a quick weekend, we'd love to have you here at the hotel and the golf course. We've got great stay and play packages, and we'd love to see you. This week, we're going to cover chipping, which I think is one of the most important things to learn when you play golf. I like to start from the hole and go backwards. So we start from the hole, and then we'll kind of do putting first, and kind of talk about some principles there. Then I like to go right into chipping. I saw an amazing clinic about 1992. I was 16 years old. It was close by at Turnberry Isle. Raymond Floyd gave a clinic on chipping, and he called it putting with loft. And I've always loved that terminology. Anytime I'm helping anybody with chipping, I always talk about putting with loft. And I'm going to show you guys something. Kathy, back up a little bit. I'm going to put some balls right here. So, first off, guys, chipping is literally when you're around the green. What I mean by chipping is typically determined by when you're on short grass, usually, next to the green, when you have some green to go. When we're on more of a little bit farther away from the green, in the rough, need to go up and over a bunker, that would be called pitching. But chipping is usually right next to the green, where you can kind of chip it onto the green to let it roll out. And that's the time where you can really use the same technique as a putter. I like to call it putting with loft. I see so many people when they chip, they want to use their hands to help it. It just becomes a habit. They can putt beautifully using the triangle, keeping all of this together. They put a club in their hand that's got some loft. They want to help it with their hands, and they want to flip it with your hands. Today I'm going to talk about a couple things that you can do to work on to help you not do that. Okay? So number one thing that I'm going to tell you what you can do is if you're going to chip, I would come to the edge of the green, and I would take a putter. And I would literally putt the ball from opposite green to the target. And I would feel what you do. I would feel what your technique is. And then when you go get the wedge, I want you to mimic that. So I'm going to get in here, and I'm going to literally putt a ball. Very, very quiet with the arms. I'm just using the triangle, and I'm doing the thing. Now, I'm going to take a pitching wedge, and I'm going to chip this like I would a putter. I'm literally going to get in here, very similar setup, not a whole lot different. My hands maybe a little bit more forward, and I'm going to putt with loft. Oh, that's lucky. So that is one of the best ways to practice, is to putt like you would off the green and really feel what goes on. There needs to be no flipping this. Now to take this one step further, a great drill that I saw from Lee Trevino is to grab a rubber band, put it around your left wrist, and you're going to stick it around the club like this, okay? Because you don't want this happening. You don't want the club going by this on this shot. You want it to feel like the arm and the club stay together, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and hit a chip, and we're going to feel that. It's a great way to practice, and you can give immediate feel. If you're flopping around with your hand, you might be going, wow, I really do that. So now I'm going to hit one like that. Great drill. Come stand right here, Kathy, so they can see it from the front. And as I mentioned, very similar to putting technique. You can use a putting grip, you can use a full swing grip. That's a personal preference. If you want to kind of start with putting with loft and you like that, then use the same grip that you have on the putter, because that's going to mimic it. But as you kind of develop and work on it, I've gone back and forth with it. Right now, I use more of a traditional grip. I'm going to get in, my hands are a little forward, and I'm just going to keep the rubber band right on the club. See that? Right here, doesn't come off of that. It's very, very, very solid. I'm going to pick up those golf balls real quick. So that is a great thing. You almost can't do that enough. If you went to the edge of a green and had 30 minutes to practice, I would tell you you'd be a tremendous benefit to just throw a rubber band on. It's going to get your body working right. It's going to get everything kind of going. One minor difference in putting and chipping that you can do, and again, golf is so unique and individual, which is great, but if you're someone that wants to kind of feel like, it's hard just to kind of stay completely here, it's a little bit of a longer chip, you can do everything like a putting, and then you can let this right knee go towards the target, let your body come through. and that's going to help you feel like not wanting to help the ball. Your lower body can help you out a little bit in these little short little chip shots around the green. But this technique is the type of a shot that I would use from anywhere that you have a good lie. Anytime you're in the rough and you've got to go up and over something, and you've got some grass around the ball that's going to require club head speed, you're going to want to go ahead and have a little bit more speed. The right hand is going to pass a little bit. This technique does not need to be as precise. You're going to have the club passing. There's going to be a little bit of a softer motion. There's going to be a little more cocking of the club. But for 70 and 80% of the shots that most people hit, I always tell them, get this technique down. Anytime you don't have to go over a bunker, over anything, you can be 40 yards away. I tell them, just learn this shot. Take a 7-iron, chip it, land it 20 yards short of a green, let it run up onto the green. I've got a 7-iron over here. And again, I'll do the same thing with a 7-iron. And let's just say I'm way away and I've got like a pin that's way away, but I want to go ahead and just do the same technique. I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing. Get in here, practice. Now it's just going to hit and run a lot longer. Go all the way across the green. You can go all the way back. You can do all the different kind of things that you want to do to work on this. It's a great, great way to practice to make you consistent. I think the biggest thing that people have a tough time with is when we get closer to the green. That's why I called this today kind of the scoring your golf ball, is because we end up wasting shots close to the hole. Everybody's infatuated with hitting it good and hitting it far, but we spend so much of our golf inside 100 yards, inside 40 yards, inside 50 yards. If we really worked and got good and had a couple little ways to kind of get us around the golf course, when we got close to the green, we could chip pretty consistently, and then we could putt pretty well. We're going to be shaving shots off of our game unbelievably. And then the better you do this, you're going to get confidence. And even the principle with the rubber band over the club and not flipping the hands is going to help you with your full swing, because it's going to teach you to turn through properly. Again, a lot of people have a tendency to not want to turn their body. Their body stops, the arms take over. So these small little things are really going to help you. And the last thing I'll leave you with today is, again, one of my favorite drills. I try to get all my students to do it. I do it. Is today's day and age, we've got lob wedges, utility wedges, 60, here Phil Mickelson using a 64-degree wedge. But one of the greatest ways to practice is practice with your pitching wedge. All kinds of shots. And it might not even be the club that you're going to use on the golf course, but you're going to practice with it because it's going to help your technique tremendously. Sam Snead was struggling with his chipping 50 years ago now. And the great Paul Runyon, who was one of the most phenomenal short game guys, told Sam, practice with your pitching wedge. Just with the sand wedge had been invented. So guys were kind of loving the more loft and the different, they were getting lazy with their technique and they were digging and their technique wasn't very good. So he told him, practice with a pitching wedge. Hit all the shots with a pitching wedge. It's got a little bit less bounce and it's going to really help your technique. You can't flip it with your hands. You've got to be precise. You can't hurry the transition. You've got to be patient, and it's really going to help your golf. So that'll be my other tip to you, is to practice with the rubber band and practice with your pitching wedge, maybe more than you wouldn't in other areas. And then the great thing about this is that you can use this with technique with a 7-iron, a 6-iron, really anywhere, even like a hybrid from way off the green. Just get really, really good with chipping the ball, running it along the ground. It's going to help you save tons and tons of shots. I hope you guys enjoyed today's event. We look forward to doing another one next week. And if anybody has any questions, please leave them on here and I'll be happy to answer them and get back to you. And again, as I've said, shoot me a note on what you'd like to see covered next week and the coming up weeks, or fire me off an email and I'll be happy to cover any topics that you guys want. Thanks so much and have a great weekend.